Hello, I'm Lawton, and this is a video on Affinity Photo 2. The topic this time is combining different images in layers and all the different masking tricks you can use to blend them smoothly. So for this example, I'm going to take this photograph of a fishing boat on a shingle beach and add a new and more interesting sky. Of course, there are lots of programs that can do this for you now using the power of AI. Hopefully, I can show you that you don't actually need artificial intelligence to combine images successfully, as a little of the ordinary human sort of intelligence will do just fine. I'll start by adding in my new sky. It's opened up in a new window, but I can simply Command or Control A to select it all, go back to my image and paste it in as a new layer. This sky was shot on a different day with a different camera, so my first job is to use the Move tool to resize it. You can do this by dragging on the corner handles. Then I can move it into position just above the horizon line. Obviously there's an issue. The new sky is completely covering the boat in my photo, so now I can try one of Affinity Photo's new tools, a live mask layer. These can create masks based on the brightness or the hue of different areas of your photo. But for this to work, I need to change the order of the layers so that the new sky is below the boat. Why? Because it's the boat layer that has the brightness and hue differences, so this is the one I need to mask to reveal the sky layer below. My photo has a very bright sky, but it doesn't have much colour, so I reckon my best bet is the Luminosity range live mask, which I can create from the layers menu. Okay, so now I can adjust the start and end points for this mask to try to find a balance that masks out the old sky but protects the boat. I can drag the white point down to mask out the brightest area, which is mainly the sky, but leave the black point where it is to protect the darker tones. To refine the masking, you can move both the white and black points inwards to try to find the perfect balance. The result isn't bad, but it's not quite right either. I can't get the clean separation I want. Another issue is that the new sky doesn't really get lighter towards the horizon, which is how skies work in the real world. So I think if I create a gradient mask to blend it in more smoothly, that might also help me protect the details on the boat a little. That's the great thing about Affinity Photo. You can create many masks for a single image layer, and this gives you lots of flexibility. So I can select the sky layer, then click the mask layer button in the layers panel. Now I need to make sure the new mask is selected, then go over to the toolbar on the left and choose the gradient tool. Up on the top toolbar, I need to open a type menu and choose linear. Now by default, I get a white to grey gradient, where I really need a white to black gradient. I can fix this by clicking the gradient swatch on the top toolbar, then clicking the grey stop on the gradient and choosing the black button just to the right of the eyedropper icon at the top. With a white to black gradient set up, I can now drag downwards from the top of the picture to add the gradient mask. I can keep redrawing the mask until it's in the right position, but this doesn't actually seem to be getting me very far. That's because my live mask and gradient mask are working separately. I need to get them working together, and I can do this using Affinity Photo 2's new compound mask layers. I can create a compound mask from the layer menu, and then I need to drag it onto my top image layer of the boat to apply it to that layer. Now I can drag my luminance mask and gradient mask onto the compound mask layer icon, and as if by magic, they're now working together. This does look like a great result. Masking objects can be tricky, and one of the secrets of layer masking is not to do any manual work that you don't need to. But even with these clever masking techniques, you can still get little areas which need some manual attention. Here there are a few parts of the cabin where the sky underneath is showing through. Well, for this, I can select the gradient mask for the sky, then use Affinity Photo's brush tool to edit the mask directly. If I set the paint colour to white, I can restore the mask in those areas of the boat's cabin where the sky is showing through. Freehand manual masking can quickly go wrong. If your painting is not very accurate, you can easily get overspill and mess up your mask completely. My approach is often to set a low brush opacity on the top toolbar and then steadily build up the masking effect. So now that the masking is done, we can have a little fun with this image. If I want to give the sky a sunset hue, I can add a lens filter adjustment above the sky layer and adjust the colour to get the effect I want. Alternatively, I can drag this adjustment up to the top of the layer stack to apply it to the whole image. If I want to get really experimental, I can even try out different blend modes for this adjustment. Hard light mode gives a particularly strong look. Don't forget that adjustment layers can have masks too. To protect the boat from my rather extreme colour adjustment, I've created a new mask and used the fill tool set to elliptical, a gradient set to black and white again, and then I've dragged out an ellipse from the centre of the boat to mask it. So that's my image finished for now. I do have some other plans for this photo which take the whole idea of layers, blend modes and masking to another level, but that will be another video. What I hope I've shown is that combining different images is not difficult, but does need a bit of masking know-how. It's not all about AI. It's about understanding how masks work, how to create good layer masks, and how to blend layers so that they look seamless and they look believable. And Affinity Photo has all the tools you need to achieve exactly that. So that's it. Thanks for watching and see you next time.